welcome to another episode of PrimeTime Rundown. This is week 17. We're coming up pretty close to the NFL playoffs. I'm with my co-host Dalton once again.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that's him. He's got a sick-ass Tyreek Hill jersey on,
Yes,
fantasy keeper.
sir.
So, uh, we're really looking forward to talk about the upcoming playoffs, and we have some kind of interesting games, I think, this week that are they're kind of under the radar, but I feel like they're good games. But before we do that, I just want to say that the fantasy season has come to a close for us.
Wah,
So
wah, wah.
if you haven't been caught up on the Hurricane Heroes Fantasy Show, I would recommend you go do that now and listen to our episode that we put out last week of me and Cameron's championship matchup. I won't spoil who won. But if you see the Instagram page and the TikTok page, you already know. But
I don't know.
we're gonna
I'll have
have
to
an
go check
award
it out.
show. Yeah, we're gonna have an award show January 6th that should be uploaded. Uh, it's gonna be kind of a I think we're gonna do camera on, everyone's gonna be there, and then we're gonna go over through the awards, kind of hand it out, talk about our season and recap it, and then we might react to some old clips too as well. And then you can expect a giant shift on the content coming soon too, with the playoffs starting, and then also the fantasy season coming to an end. So we're gonna have some Madden content coming out. We're gonna start a Madden league uh, January 11th. So look forward to that. We're looking forward to doing that. It should be a lot of fun. With that being said, let's recap the games from last week. Thursday night, Jaguars and the Jets played, and the Jets got stomped. I mean, Zach Wilson came out of the game. Jaguars won 19-3, and
Yes,
we were both right
sir.
about that one. They took care of business. T-Law looked good. Didn't really put up as much points as I thought they were going to, but they got the job done, man. So, do you think this Jaguars team is a team that's going to win the AFC South?
Yes, they are starting to come together, and they're not much of a individual team. They've become a singular team. They're
Yeah,
all
that's
starting to
true.
play as one, and that's gonna become as a big help towards playoffs and
Yeah,
everything
they're
else
really
to come.
clicking. And that division's kind of weak as it is. The Titans are right there with them at 7-8.
Yeah.
But the Jaguars are kind of, I think, are they going to be the team to sneak into the playoffs, and we'll see how they do there. But kudos to them for making it and getting the W there. I feel like they are going to end up going to the playoffs, but that's just my speculation. Moving to Sunday night from last week, Tampa Bay and the Cardinals, and you predicted a tie in this
I
game.
was
You were almost
close.
right.
I was close. I was off by 3 points.
Yeah, the game went into overtime, and for like the first half of overtime, I was thinking, oh my God, Dalton's gonna be fucking right about this. He's gonna be right. But Buccaneers somehow pulled it out. I predicted that one right. Your bold prediction of a tie, I'll give you credit. It was almost true. It was almost true,
Dude,
man.
that would have been great. This podcast would have been absolutely lit. Like it would have been
Dude,
awesome.
we would have been jumping, man. That's fucking crazy. Tampa Bay kind of gains the leverage they need to win the NFC South. That's also a weak division. And they go to 7-8. Cardinals fall to 4-11. I mean, the Cardinals season is already over, so they don't really have much to play for. It's kind of just whatever. And then Monday Night Football, Chargers versus the Colts. Chargers won 20-3, so I went a
Disappointed.
perfect 3-0 this week.
Don't
Yeah, the
ask.
Colts kind of fell apart for you, but hey, I asked.
Oh, I ate
I'm
long
gonna take
clippings.
pleasure in my 3-0. So, Chargers took care of business there. Uh, you went 1-2 last week, but your tie prediction bold almost happened. So, I mean, does
Yeah.
the record even really matter if you were that close?
No, it really doesn't. For you people watching, I don't know if you guys can tell, but me and Jared are not 100%, but we still got to get the
No,
content
still
out
not.
there. I'm drinking some good old green tea. For anyone with sinus issues, boom, some lemon and honey.
Yeah,
Perfect.
especially during this cold season where everyone's feeling a little bit
Yeah.
under the weather.
Wear your
It'll
jackets,
get the
everyone.
job done for you. Yeah, there you go. So then moving into this week, Thursday night, Dallas Cowboys, who just beat the Eagles, coming in at 11-4, taking on the Tennessee Titans at 7-8. Thursday night football, some rain's expected. Now, do you think the Cowboys will kind of carry over the momentum they had from against the Eagles, or do you think they're going to pull a Cowboys move and end up losing somehow?
I'm going to say it depends on the weather.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta die quick.
Don't mind Dalton. He's just currently dying.
Yeah, but I still gotta get the content out. That's what's important
Yeah.
here, folks. You
Pushing it out,
people,
baby.
you people are important. So I think if it rains, they're gonna pull a Cowboys move and they're just gonna lose. But I'm thinking if they can keep clear skies, and it stays nice, the momentum will be able to carry over and they'll take the dub in the game.
Yeah, that's fair. It really comes down, in my opinion, to what Dak Prescott can do for that team. I mean, if he can protect the ball and be a good game manager and limit the turnovers, I think they'll win that game pretty easily. But it really depends if they can step up to the plate in those regards. And the Titans have been underwhelming this year. They're also in the AFC South race, like I just mentioned earlier, but definitely not at the level we thought they'd be at this year. So,
No.
moving to Sunday night, a game that was flexed into the primetime spot. The Pittsburgh Steelers coming in at 7-8, taking on the Baltimore Ravens
Ooh.
at 10-5. Now, I do not know if Lamar Jackson is coming back for this game,
I was just about to say
but
I don't think he's coming back. This game
yeah,
at
Tyler
least.
Huntley has played in the quarterback position, and I mean they've been winning games, but it just seems like they've been kind of under the radar
He's
this
just
whole time.
not at
So
the level that they need him to be. For how
no,
late in
I
the
mean
season they are, he needs to.
he's great value Lamar Jackson in my opinion. Tyler Huntley is probably going to fall down the same path that Tyrod Taylor had in his career, where he's going to bounce around in free agency, get opportunities to start in places, but something's going to happen, and he's never really going to stick. That's just kind of how I
Yep.
feel. What's going to happen with his NFL career? But Ravens, we're looking for a wild card spot. 10-5. Actually, they might have secured. I think they did secure playoffs already. So they're in. They're fighting in the for the division with the Cincinnati Bengals, who are 11-4. But they really need to kind of get this win against the Steelers, who are just all over the place. I mean, it's not necessarily a good team by any means, uh, but they really need to get this win to kind of gain momentum going into the playoffs. I think so. That should be an interesting game. That one's on New Year's Day, and then Monday Night Football, which I think is the best game this week. Bills taking on the Bengals.
Yep.
The Bills come in at 12-3. Bengals 11-4. Joe Burrow, one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now. Josh Allen, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. This is one of those classic, timeless games. I feel like this is could be probably a game of the year candidate, in my
Yep.
opinion.
It's definitely going to be a higher scoring game for the prime games this week, I feel like.
Yeah, I think so for sure. What do you think the Bengals need to do to stop the Bills and Josh Allen from being a
They they
viable option
they need to get to Josh Allen. They need to be able to bust through the Bills O line and like put some pressure on him because in past games Josh
like
Allen's
that?
had too much time in pocket with not having to worry, and he's getting that ball up in the air, no stress. So I think if they can really put some stress on the passer, the passes won't be as good.
Like that. That's good analysis. I feel like you're right about where the Bengals need to generate pressure to kind of get to Josh Allen, and he's a big burly dude, so
Oh,
uh, he's hard to bring down. So Bengals really need to generate pressure and kind of rush to that offense because they have just too many weapons in that offense to be able to
yeah.
allow them to have time. You really need to kind of cut down on what they can do. Don't let Stephon Diggs get down the field. Isaiah McKenzie's pretty fast. Don't let him get open and kind of just limit their options. So I like that. Uh, let's wrap back to Thursday night and give me a score for the Cowboys and Titans, and then
Ooh.
a winner, of course.
You know, I'm going to go on the off chance that the Cowboys keep the momentum. I'm going to choose the Cowboys to win this game, but I don't think it's going to be by much. I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game at all. I'm going to go they're going to win 21-17.
21-17. I like that. I'm probably gonna follow the same path as you here and say the Cowboys win this game. I think it might be a little farther apart than we expect. I don't know if they're gonna go Tannehill or Malik Willis. They've kind of been mixing it up back and forth between the guys,
I'm
but
thinking Tannehill.
yeah, I'm gonna take the Cowboys in this game, and I will take them by a score of 27-14. So I feel like the Cowboys will take care of business in this game, kind of keep it out of reach by 3 scores, and carry over that momentum from against the Eagles. But we'll have to see. The Cowboys are kind of inconsistent every year. So, uh, moving into Sunday night, Pittsburgh and Baltimore.
Oh,
Who do you have winning, and what's your score?
see, this is a tough call because Huntley's not playing at the level he should be for how late we are in the season, and who knows what's going on with Pittsburgh at this point. I mean, they're just kind of all over the place. But
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Ravens on this one. Um, I think Huntley is gonna maybe pull it together a little bit more. Um, I'm gonna go with a 31-20 game. I think it's gonna be a two-score game.
there you go. I feel like the Steelers will probably win this game just because of the fact that I don't
You
think,
bitch.
yeah, I don't think the Ravens can keep the momentum forever with Tyler Huntley. And they're really missing Lamar, and that offense is, they just don't really have anyone. I mean, Mark Andrews is not as good this year as he should be. And your wide receiver one's Demarcus Robinson. I mean, it's just not great, you know? So I feel like on the off chance the Steelers win this game, in a close one, I would probably go 21-20. Steelers win it in the last couple of seconds. Maybe Kenny Pickett has his moment. So we'll go with that. Okay, so then Monday night, uh, Bengals Bills, one of the biggest games this year. Kind of determines who is a top dog in the AFC. It's really a clash of the top dogs. I mean, the Chiefs are there too, but two really good teams. Who do you have winning, and what's the score?
So this is a tough call because we discussed earlier what the Bengals need to do. They need to pressure Josh Allen, but then I don't know if they're gonna be able to pressure him. But then you got Joe Burrow, who even under pressure can still perform semi decently well. So I
This is
definitely
true.
think this is gonna be battle of the ages. It's gonna be a throwing game. I'm gonna go with Bills taking this game. Of a score of 35-32.
Ooh,
I
yeah,
think it's
high
gonna be a
scoring game.
toss out, high score game, both ends,
Yeah.
overtime.
Uh, yeah, I like that. I feel like I'm gonna go with the Bengals and just go
Of
with Joe
course you will.
Burrow. Well, I mean,
You just can never agree
for
with
the
me,
sake,
can you? Hmm?
well, it's not for the sake of interest. It is for the sake of interest, but I also feel like Joe Burrow has just got that dog in him late in the season, and we saw what happened in the AFC Championship game last year against the Chiefs. I mean, they were
Yeah.
underdogs going into that game. I feel like they're kind of underdogs going into this
This
game,
this game could
but
definitely go both ways, so it's
yeah,
understandable.
Bengals offensive line can protect Joe Burrow, then I feel like this is a game that they could win. Uh, the Bills are obviously a very good team, but yeah, I think I agree with you that this is going to be a higher scoring game, and I feel like the Bengals are just going to have a decent game. T. Higgins will probably have a big game. Jamar Chase, big game, and if the Bengals defense can be at least serviceable, this is something they can win. So I'm going to go really high scoring, and I'm going to go probably
106 to
45
40.
38. 45-38.
Ooh.
Bengals win over the Bills. It's going to be a barn burner, man.
It is.
It's gonna be in reminiscence of that was it 2018 where the Rams played the Chiefs and the score was like in the 50s for
Hmm.
both teams.
This is
So
definitely gonna be
I
a
think this
must-watch team.
yeah, this is a big game to watch this year, especially with playoffs looming. Both of those teams are gonna make it in.
Hmm.
But so maybe you're getting like maybe even a AFC championship game preview, which is kind of nuts. So
Potentially.
uh so then let's talk player of the week. Who do you think is gonna have a big week this week?
You know, as much as it pains me to say this, I'm gonna go running back, and I'm gonna go Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon.
I
There you
think
go.
he's gonna be able to break out in this because the Bills are gonna be more focused on Joe's passing game. That they're gonna leave gaps open in the line for Joe to just run downfield.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. I like that quite a bit. I'm probably gonna go also with a Bengals player, but I'll go T. Higgins. I feel like he's gonna have a pretty big game on the receiving end. He kind of gets overshadowed by Jamar Chase, but he is honestly just as good, and
Hmm.
he's probably a guy that is a wide receiver one on most teams in the NFL. So I feel like this is gonna be a big game. He's quietly been one of the better receivers this year, I think. So I feel like he's gonna have a pretty decent game. Maybe a multiple touchdown game, over 100 receiving yards, something along those lines. Bengals should hopefully get it done. We'll see what happens. Definitely looking forward to that game. That's probably one of the better games we've talked about all year.
Oh,
So
guaranteed.
now watch this game be like a
Super
freaking
depressing.
13-10 game. Yeah. Just an absolute snail fest, that'd be
I mean,
kind of
it is
bad.
potential for a low scoring if both teams really bring their A game, but it's going to come
Yeah.
down to which team can play two halves of a game rather than just one.
Yeah, exactly. I just feel like this is one of the better hyped games this year. So we're definitely looking
Yeah.
forward to that. Okay, so that should pretty much wrap us up for week 17 of primetime rundown. Now, week 18, there is no primetime games. So we'll come up with a plan for that. I don't know if we're gonna record primetime rundown next week, but playoffs we're definitely gonna do coverage of, and we're gonna try to get some extra people in here for some more opinions for the playoffs. So we'll cover every playoff game. That's what we're looking to do. Get in depth on those games and kind of look at those matchups, and that's really the stakes of what matters. So should be back wild card weekend, I'm thinking, and then we'll run all the way through the Super Bowl. So that's the plan going forward. Uh, like I said before, if you haven't checked out any of the Hard Count Heroes Fantasy Show, go recap some of that. Maybe go back and watch some old episodes. I know we will, and kind of look at some of our favorite moments for the award show. Be ready for the award show to come out. Be ready for a Madden League to be come out.
Even moments from
Hard
prime
count
time will come up.
headaches. Yes, even moments from prime time. Heart count headaches. I know we've talked about that before on both shows, and that is something that should come out pretty soon. I mean, Nick's been a little tied up with that, but I've been getting on him to put it out. So hopefully we'll get that out. We're gonna have an off-season pod ready once we get into February as well after the Super Bowl. We're still kind of strategizing for that, making a plan, but we're looking forward to doing that. Obviously, the Madden League, like I said, and we're gonna have some additional content too. I mean, I think Nick is planning to cover the XFL. He's gonna kind of spearhead that, but that's the plan going forward. So we're looking forward to a good 2023. I feel like our 2022 was pretty good, and we're ready to produce more content for
Can
you
only
guys.
go up from
So
here.
yeah, exactly. We got big aspirations for the brand, and we're looking to get there. So appreciate everyone watching, everyone commenting, liking on all the posts, not just even YouTube, but TikTok as well, Instagram as well. All the interactions are appreciated. So, I mean, but that's about all I got. You got anything else?
Just same thing I've been saying the last few weeks. Leave your predictions, whether it's on our prediction posts on Instagram or TikTok or even on the YouTube. Because if you can get predicted right, hey, then you'll get shouted out on the channel or even join our Discord and you can discuss it with us. Maybe give us
Nah,
some reasons why.
yeah, the Discord has been open for a while. I know we haven't openly promoted it that much. We brought it up a few times here or there, but make sure you check out the Discord and you can leave your opinions on any of the matchups, and we'll communicate with you and give us our takes on it, and you can decide if they're good or bad. It's up to you. But yeah, so I think that about wraps us up. Thanks for watching once again, and we'll see y'all in the wild card weekend.
Happy New Year, everyone.